Let's go to Nashville, baby.
If this is your first time here, my name's Justina. I'm a personal trainer based out of New York City, and today you're coming with me to BELLFEST, which is a giant kettlebell convention. If you remember earlier this year, I did attend BELLFEST in Denver, and I actually went on behalf of Samble, where I worked their booth, got social media content for them, and was truly traumatized in an Airbnb where I broke the toilet. But this is very exciting this time around because I'm going as a coach. Specifically, I'm one of 3 hardstyle coaches, and honestly, I'm just really honored to be in that category because it's one of the most popular ways to utilize kettlebells, and I'm really thankful to the founder, Maddie, and the entire team behind BELLFEST that's trusted me with this chunk of the day. So I'm going to take you behind the scenes, and we're going to cross our fingers that we do not get stuck in Nashville to do all of the air travel cutback because our government doesn't know what it's doing.
It is so much later than I wanted to actually talk in this video. But here we are. Let's chat, everybody. It's like 5:05 and we are in Nashville because we are coaching at BELLFEST. Woo woo. I've had a day. I honestly want to go to sleep right now, but we have to go to the first day of BELLFEST, which is the Movement Maker Summit. So let's start to get ready and we'll chat about what to expect in this video. Oh, this lighting is going to be atrocious. Yikes. Anyway, welcome to the video. We are in Nashville, Tennessee. My first time here, which is fun. I don't get like a ton of downtime, but I did have an adventure already. You saw I flew in this morning from LaGuardia. No issues, thank goodness. I got here to the hotel around like 1. Had to wait about an hour for my room to be ready. And then once I checked in, I was like, you know what? I need to go eat something because I actually don't know the next time I'm going to be able to eat today. So on my quest to go find something to eat, I saw like in the little, I don't know what neighborhood I'm in, like Hillsborough, maybe, if that's a thing. But I was like, oh, I want to find like a local spot to grab something to eat. Leave it to me to, of course, find like a local little bar with no food. I think it was called The Villager, but it was just like very, I don't know, like local, no frills pub. And when I noticed they didn't have food, I was like, oh, you know what? I'll just stay here. Like, I'm already in here. Let's stay for the experience. I'll have 1 beer and then I'll go grab some food. Happy hour, $2.50 High Lifes. I was like, sign me up. Champagne of beers. The bartender carded me, mostly because I think there's colleges in this town and he just didn't recognize me. He saw I was from New York and there were 3 people next to me. And he was like, oh, they're from New York too. And so I said hi, asked where they live. The girl actually lives in Long Island City, which is right below me in Queens. I'm in Astoria. And we just kind of like left it at that. I could also tell like they didn't really feel like talking to anybody and I didn't either. So a few minutes later, the bartender's like, do you want a tarot card reading? And I instinctually just went like, no, I'm good. And then he seemed disappointed. So I was like, nah, why not? And so he read my tarot. I don't know. I'm not into that stuff. That was actually my first tarot card reading ever. It didn't go well. Everything, he like had me start with like a question that I was supposed to ask myself. And I changed the question in my head like 5 times. Maybe that's part of the issue. But everything about the reading was just like, nothing's good. And I was like, oh shit, doesn't bode well for this weekend. Since something happened where I don't know what it was, kind of like a microaggression to the 3 people next to me. And I just like kind of made eye contact with them. And I was like, yeah, that was weird. So then a few minutes passed and they were like, hey, we're going to play darts. Do you want to be our 4th? Because we're going to play 2 on 2. And I was like, you know what? Now's my chance because I own a dartboard. I have a dartboard in my apartment and I play with Kevin all the time. I'm not very good, but me and the girl who were teamed together, we did win. So, and then I found a very mediocre kale Caesar salad and now we're here. So very eventful. First few hours in Nashville. So like I said in the intro, I attended BELLFEST in Denver earlier this year, and now we're back coaching, which is very exciting. Tonight is the Movement Maker Summit, which is different than what it was last time. Last time, that was the thing that I spoke at about like YouTube and scaling your business, utilizing social media. But today I think it's a little bit more like movement based. So I am gonna get out of my jeans and into like some athleisure. And we also have like a coaches panel where all the coaches sit and I guess there's like questions and things. I don't really know. Then tomorrow is the first full day of classes. And essentially the entire day, it's like every hour, hour and a half is like a different type of class. So like I said, I'm doing the hardstyle class alongside Lisa Uli, who is one of the organizers of BELLFEST. And then Tina Tang, who has been on the channel before. So I'm very excited to work with both of those ladies. And then Sunday is just pretty much the same thing, but it's more like a half day. And then my flight is 6:30 on Sunday night if I don't get out of here. So anyway, I'm going to continue getting ready and I'll just kind of like take you guys along. Great.
Very grateful that all of you guys are here and stressed and want it to go really well.
All right. Good. Very nice. I'm that sorry that if I try.
I actually originally was in musical theater. I did like 10 years of national tours and regional theater performing, singing and dancing. Was just doing fitness as like a hobby and kind of like a side hustle, survivor job, and realized that I was really good at coaching people and it was a much more linear trajectory. So I ended up fully transitioning into it, which is always really scary when you're like, oh, I'm going to become a completely... When you identify what you do as part of you, it's very challenging to transition out of that. So it felt like I was taking on a new personality. But in general, I think what's really cool about transitioning is that you're just discovering more about yourself and like uncovering new layers, like Shrek, like an onion.
Good morning. It's day one of Belfast. Let's what do we want to do first? Let's make our coffee. So actually, truly shocked this got through TSA. I wanted to bring my creatine. This is the most like fitnessy thing you can ever do. I wanted to bring my creatine because you're supposed to take it every single day, but I want to take the whole bottle because also Kevin uses it. So I put it in this Tupperware, but I realized it looked like cocaine. So I wrote creatine, in case anyone had confusions. We're gonna mix it in coffee. Ever since I made that video about creatine, so many people, oh God, this Tupperware might be garbage after this. So many people told me they just put it in their coffee in the morning, which I actually think is genius because A, it's gonna dissolve a lot better in something that's hotter. So then you're gonna have less of that like bloating from it sitting in your stomach. Oh my God, how many chins did I just have doing that? Yikes. And also because I have coffee every day, I feel like that's just a better way to like remember to take it. I think the reason I wasn't doing that initially was because I had like a flavored post-workout version from Legion. I'm gonna see if we can get about half of that in. My drugs. Give me my drugs. And we're just gonna mix her in. Yeah, so thank you to everybody for all of that feedback because I ran out of that bottle. Now I'm using just like an unflavored like creatine monohydrate. And I think this might be the route that I go on, at least on days that I'm not lifting. I don't know, maybe I'll just, why am I gonna complicate it? Cheers. Not bad. Honestly, I'm not a coffee snob though. That's my husband. Let's do a room tour and then I should at least start to get ready, but I wanna check on some of my remote clients too. Okay, so when you come in, here's the bathroom. Hello. It's actually like pretty nice. It's got this big shower. This is one of the Moxie hotels through Marriott. I had a free room in Point, so I got this for free. We have a mirror, the fit. And we come in here. Don't ask me why I have two beds. It was the version of a room that I could get for free. So 2 beds. So I laid out all my clothes, got all of my tech stuff. Over here, you can see this pulls out into a nice little desk. This chair I put in front of the door last night so I could hear if someone was gonna murder me. And then we have, oh, I should open the windows. A parking garage. No, like straight up, it's literally a view of nothing. It's very foggy out. So what I'm gonna do, I already told you what we're doing today. We're teaching right off the bat. I have to be there at 8. So I got up at 6, hence all of this. I think what I want to do is just kind of like talk through what I'm actually going to coach. Not that I don't know already, but I always feel better like talking through it. The less I have to think about what's coming out of this, the more easily adaptable I am in the moment. And then just like the more fun I can have, you know, the whole point to me of like coaching is like helping people while having fun. So if I'm like thinking in my head the whole time of like, and now I say this, I'm not actually like living in it, and we can't create that like back and forth, you know? That makes sense, right? All right, let's get ready.
So we can start to trail that arm in front of us, get a little more rotation through the spine. As we come up, can we rotate back? Would you like to hand on one side, but just switch to the other? Let's go.
How
if it's still a win if no one wants to play. Can't think of a way for you to see the light. But up until then, I just wish dying on my bike.
Good morning. Oh my goodness, yesterday was so fun, so tiring. My inner thighs, my hip flexors are screaming, but we did it. We're gonna kind of chat about how the day went. I know I just posted a ton of footage, but I'll kind of talk about like what exactly happened as we pack, because I need to be out of here in about 25-30 minutes. Let's do it. I bought this shirt yesterday, which is very unlike me. I never buy things for myself. But it has these cute little kettlebells. And then it says the same thing on the back. Isn't that so cute? I'll leave the company linked in the description. They also did this year's BELLFEST shirt. So that's the front. And then my name's on the back. Where's my name? Right here. And then I got this cute Fleo set. This was gifted to all the female coaches. The class yesterday went fantastic. I think it was just great. Like, none of us had an ego. Everyone was a team player. And all three of us are also like pretty type A. So everyone just came in like really organized and prepared. But like I said, we were the first class of the day, which was really exciting. We had so many people take. And I am kicking myself a little bit because I realized like immediately after that I literally just could have set this tripod up directly next to the stage and filmed the entire class. And that would have been really cool. Like, you literally would have been like right next to me the whole time. That would have just been cool to have. You live and you learn. You know, maybe if I had done that, I would have been thinking about the camera the whole time, and I was really just kind of like in the moment. So who knows if that even would have been a good idea. Oh my God, this is heavier than it looks. Jesus. I will say, and this is just a personal preference. I always kind of hate, this is gonna sound snotty, but listen to the whole statement. I always kind of hate when clothes are given to you to wear in the moment and they just like don't fit your body the way that you would like it to look. Yesterday, we had those coaches shirts and they were so cute. I love the little like V-neck and how it was kind of flowy. Mine was an extra small and it was huge on me, like down to here. The V-neck was so low. I actually didn't even bring a sports bra that was like low enough that it wouldn't be seen. So it just kind of like looked odd, but I'm just like, fuck, there's all this footage of me now. Literally, I look like I'm swimming. I look like I'm like a child. That's more of a me thing than anybody else. But you know, I just wanted to present myself in a certain way. So I took almost every class. I did give myself breathers throughout. I'm going to try and take as much as I can today. And today is a shorter day. We end at 2, I think, or maybe 3, 2 or 3. And then I'll probably just head to the airport, and I've got some admin work to do. So keep myself busy. I think my flight is safe. What I've heard is that all of the airlines have already gone ahead and like canceled anything they're going to cancel through Tuesday. So thank goodness. I did end up last night ordering breakfast for this morning at this place called Pancake Pantry. I went over and walked and just got this morning. It's huge. I just couldn't decide last night. I was like, well, it's called Pancake Pantry, so I should get pancakes, but I also wanted like something else that was a little heartier, not just like pure sugar. So I got both. These were literally $5. I thought they were going to be so small. I think they were on the kids menu. And then this was literally like $8. This whole thing was so cheap. So I'm just going to kind of finish packing everything up so I'm ready to go. First class today is at 9:15. We didn't get a call time, so I'm assuming I didn't have to be there at 8. I guess we'll find out.
Moving a little slower this morning.
And leaning into more table with, dry, stretchy throws or anything like that. So this is something that I really enjoy, and honestly, I feel cool massage, right? So now we're going to do 2 more sets of our swing. But at the end of the day, the ballistic movement with the swing, with a single arm or 2 hand, is going to follow the same principle. And lean into the exhale, elbow goes chest goes belly.
Surprise! Woo! All right. Yeah, that This video is going to end really aggressively, unfortunately. So obviously I'm back in New York. It is Monday, not even morning, it's noon. So essentially I did the first 3 workshops yesterday. I was having a great day, felt cute in my workout set, was making connections, and we get to the 4th class of the day and it was like a rope flow and there were only 2 more after. And I was like, you know what? Let's pace myself. We're going to have a nice long travel day today. Let me go treat myself. There's like a coffee shop attached to the gym. Let me go treat myself to an Americano. So I go out there, buy my Americano. I'm fucking chilling, saying hi to people. I see my friend Tina in the corner. She's like on her laptop, on the phone with her headphones on. I'm like, are you good? She goes, my flight got canceled. If you're watching this not in like real time, this is all happening during the government shutdown. I don't know if I've talked about that at all yet, but so I was like, oh my God. I check my email and I do have an email from American that's just kind of the same generic, like, hey, we know things are weird. Your ship might get canceled, but I didn't get any cancellation. So I walked back in the gym and I was like, oh, did you see Tina's flight got canceled? That sucks. I just got this email from American. Oh my God, my flight's canceled. An email popped right in. I start running over to get my laptop. I'm like, I hate Donald Trump. I looked insane. Frantically trying to get something, couldn't get anything through American. Flights were just going faster than I could like click through on them. Figured out that Southwest still had some stuff. I'd never flown Southwest before. I'm on the phone with Kevin. Tina's on the phone with someone. She's like, oh, I just got Southwest. Is there an extra seat? No, I just got the last one on that flight. I end up getting a Southwest flight. Keep in mind, it's noon, right? And we're about 20 minutes from the airport. It's noon. I get a flight that leaves to go to Dallas at 1:15 and then has a connection in Dallas to come to New York. Very out of my way. I have an hour and 15 minutes till this flight takes off. I'm like, fuck. So I frantically say bye. We grab our stuff. Tina and I get an Uber. And then when we're in the Uber, I'm like calling Southwest because I never got a boarding pass and I knew I was gonna have to fly through security. And then they were like, oh yeah, your flight's delayed 2 hours. Okay, I can chill. Thank God it actually was delayed 2 hours because security took a solid like 40 minutes to get through. Again, government shutdown. I don't blame anybody for not working. So we get through, we're sitting, we're chatting, we're getting some work done. So both of our flights end up getting like a little more delayed. So I get to Dallas and I have a 4.5 hour layover. And I was like, I just need to sit at a bar and drink and get some work done and watch my fantasy football team suck. And so I get off the flight. I also didn't realize I thought I was flying into like big, like Dallas Fort Worth. I was flying into Dallas Love Field. It was literally just like a strip. I think it had like 10 gates, maybe more than that, but I just didn't realize. And that also made me nervous because I knew that smaller hubs were more likely to get canceled. But it seemed like Southwest was really like, no, we're just going, which I really appreciated. So I sat at the first bar I saw, which was a Chili's, and got some work done, made my way over to the gate. Flight took off on time, landed at about 2:55 in the morning, ran over to the taxis. So yeah, and then I slept till 10:30. And here we are. Unfortunately, I did really want to like sit and talk to some of the coaches in between classes and just like interview them and kind of pick their brain on like why they like to utilize kettlebells. So maybe we'll save that for the next BELLFEST. And as always, thank you guys so much for being here. If you have not already, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and I'll see you in the next one.